All right. Welcome. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, Big Mar. We are here, Lions Den Podcast. What's going on, everybody? Listen, I just want to chit chat with everybody. It's just me by myself today. So we're gonna talk. We're gonna be real. It's a lot of stuff I want to mention. I want to talk about. I want to say. Listen, on this podcast, one thing you got to expect, one thing you can absolutely expect is that I'm going to be myself. What a beautiful feeling it is to find out in life that it is okay to be yourself. It's okay to be you. You know, building a caricature of yourself and, following what somebody else wants you to be or image that you have about yourself that you're really not. Man, that's a horrible way to live. And I'm so glad that I'm at a place in my life to where I'm free. I know what it's like to be bound. And I'm talking about, I ain't trying to get all deep and philosophical and stuff like that. I talked to Nana this weekend, and she told me how, she heard some of my motivational messages on the videos and how, you're quite a philosopher, and that kind of made me chuckle. But I'm not trying to be a philosopher or deep or anything like that. Sometimes one of the things, man, is that I'm a guy that's about encouraging people. I like to see people make it. I really want to see people make it. I can't, I can say I want to see people happy, and I used to think that way. I used to think that I could, I want to see people happy, and there's a degree of truth to that. But the reality of it is this. I want to see you make it. The fact that we live in such a world of negativity, we need people that are positive, that have a mindset of, knowing where they're going, what they're doing, to rise up and speak positive, man. Be positive, just one positive affirmation, just one encouraging word to somebody helps to change the world. We can change the world by this is the thing. We think that, changing, when we hear somebody say, we can change the world, to some of us that seems impossible. But you know how you start changing the world? By being your true, authentic self. And if in your true, authentic self, you like, I really want to, man, it just does something to me when I really, when I say something that's encouraging or something that's uplifting to people, or, I tell them they can make it, they can do it, that dream that you had in your heart, listen, it can be done. When when you vibing like that and you stick to your true, authentic self, not trying to be like nobody else, not trying to sound like nobody else, you're your true, authentic self, you helping to change the complexion of the world, man. Because you're born, you were born to be who you are, So it's like when you begin to do that and you begin to be your true authentic self and not be ashamed of it, not getting, it comes a time in our life, man, where we just got to say, you know what? Listen, and no matter who it is, mom, dad, uncle, sister, pastor, mentor, whoever, listen, it come a time, man, in our life where you just got to be excited about. It's because you waking up in the morning. People gonna be disappointed with you. People gonna go back and forth with you. You may do something to rub somebody the wrong way, but you, at the end of the day, man, you have to have enough courage to be yourself. And however that looks, that's okay. There's no right and no wrong way to be yourself. We all learning in this. We are all learning in this journey. We got to remember that we all in school. School of learning. If we want to learn, if we want to, and if we apply ourselves. So I don't want to stay on that too long, but I'm saying be your true authentic self. Be yourself, man. But it's a couple of things I want to talk about. Just a couple of things on my heart, just on my mind, thinking about, a couple of things, pop culture, a couple of things, that's just on my mind. But listen, I heard that the press secretary got fired. Now, I don't know if that's true. I'm talking about the Republican press secretary, Donald Trump's secretary got fired. I heard a comment. I forget the comment. It was on social media about if this is true, this comment is true, then they really lost. Then they really lost. I mean, it was a joke about like this guy being comic relief. So it was really funny. I thought it was hilarious. I don't really know the guy. God bless him. I wish him well. You know, but I thought that was interesting. It's just like, man, like so many things is just happening. So it's like, wow. But hey, I wish him well. But I heard that he got fired. Now I don't know how true that is. Maybe he stepped down. Maybe he resigned. I don't know. But rumor has it that the press secretary, I forget the guy's name. I don't really care what his name is. I just heard he got fired. I don't know. And I'm airing this. This is June 20th. This is in the wee hours of the morning. I'm recording. So I don't know. But that was the rumor. I wish him well. I wish him the best. I don't wish people bad. It comes a time in our life, man, no matter if you agree with the person or disagree with the person, it comes a point in time in your life where you just gotta, no matter what, bid people, God bless, Godspeed, and go on with your life. It's about what you're doing. It's gotta be about what you're doing. You can't focus on nobody else. You hear stuff and people say crazy stuff and threatening stuff, whatever. And you hear something bad happen to them, that ain't the time to root that they, have more bad stuff happen to them. Nah. God bless, whatever that person is doing and going through. And I'm not going to get into political views and his views and, Mr. Trump's views and all that. I'm not getting into that. But it is what it is, So, I said it before. I'm going to say it again. I'm on God's side. How about that? Some people ain't going to like that answer. Who cares? This is my podcast. I get to say what I want to say. I'm on God's side. You know why? He's undefeated. How about that? Okay. Anyway. But yeah, like, one of the things that we gotta really, I think about this all the time is like, and I think about it in a way to where it's like, we always talk about being out the box and all of this stuff, but it's like, you gotta, in this day and time, no matter if you work 9 to 5, you got your own business, entrepreneur, if you endeavoring to do something, whether it be write a book, open up a salon, open up your new practice, be a record producer or, rap or, be a preacher, minister, you want to be a motivational, whatever you're doing, whatever genre you're doing. It comes a time where part of our plans have to include creating our own lane, and I think a lot of us struggle with that as it relates to creating our own lane and being accepted. We want to create our own lane and please everybody. That ain't gonna work. A lot of times, creating your own lane is creating your own lane. Sometimes you gotta focus on you. Sometimes you ain't got time to fix everything that's going on in the world. Sometimes you gotta focus on you. Is my bills paid? Did I pay them on time? Am I taking care? Am I treating my family and my loved ones decent? And that brings up a point. It don't matter. At the end of the day, it really don't matter how people treat you. And I know that's easier said than done, good people, but listen, good people. Listen to me. It really don't matter how people treat you. What matters is how you respond to how they treat you. Because we live in a society where, we expect people to treat us nice if we treat them nice. We expect people to be cordial to us if we treat them cordial. But nothing is guaranteed, man. Nothing is guaranteed. Your next breath ain't guaranteed. And I think we live in such a time, and we live in a country, we live in a world of entitlement. We think that, if we treat somebody nice, if we give them the world, if we shower them and bless them, and whatever we do, we feel like that person should reciprocate that. And you know what? In a perfect world, it probably should. But if that person turn around and cuss you out, spit in your face, slash your tires, you know what? If you expected anything different other than what they gave, anything different, if you expect anything, shame on us. And I know that sounds crazy, but listen, nothing is guaranteed, man. I mean, as it relates to in this natural world, you know what I'm saying? The only thing is guaranteed is you gonna die. You and I are gonna die one day. We're gonna part this world and go. We're gonna go, and be, depends on how you live is gonna determine where you're gonna go. That's another topic for another time. That's my own personal beliefs. But anyway, creating our own lane. How am I creating my own lane? Am I creating my own lane? Am I creating my own lane? Excuse me, I got a little tongue tied. Am I creating my own lane built on what other people think of me? How other people view me? Or how I view myself in a negative or positive fashion? How do I create my own lane? Am I creating my own lane out of aspirations that other people have of me? Or am I creating my own lane out of what's deep in my heart that maybe I've never shared it with anybody? Maybe I have. Maybe it's a dream or aspiration that I've had that I know I have the gift, talents, and abilities for, but I've just never ventured out. Yo, listen. I want to inspire you today because you're born, because you were born, and because you breathing and you listen to this podcast right now means that you are on this earth for a purpose. And part of that purpose is creating your own lane. Part of that is building your own realm. Each and every one of us was made to shine in a particular way. We were made to affect the world in a profound way, in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Yes, you were created, not just to merely exist, man. No, man. Listen, we ain't on this earth to just merely exist. Come on. We've bought a lie, man. We've bought into that lie that we gotta, only thing that's going for us, only thing that's popping for us is, I go to work, I go get paid, Friday come and it's turn up time. Come on, man. It's more to you than that. It's more than you. Listen, it's more than you than your job. It's more than you. It's more to you than your job. It's more to you than your husband. It's more to you than your wife. It's more to you than your church. It's more to you than your favorite vacation spot. It's more to you than your favorite song. It's more to you than your depressive thought patterns. It's more to you. It's more to you. Some of us have hidden them. Some of us have hidden the more to us. Some of us don't even know that stuff is there because it's been buried for so long. It's buried under a pack of lies. Lies that we chose to believe about ourselves. We chose to believe these lies about ourselves. But you're not existing to believe a lie, man. You don't exist for to be somebody else's doormat either. You don't exist for that. You were made and you exist to shine. However that looks. You may shine on the basketball court. You may shine in the booth. You may got 16 bars of fire, blazing heat. You may shine in writing a poem that's legendary, that touched the hearts of billions of people. I ain't say millions, billions of people. You may touch millions of people. We gotta start to think, what's my shine? What is my shine? What's my shine? Your shine is where you where you long and passionately desire to live out of. You being you being you. You being in your realm, ruling in your realm, dominating in your realm. And see, when I use those words like dominating in your realm, ruling in your realm, that means your sphere of influence. Every single person that's on this earth, man, was made, was created, is to be a part of having your own realm of influence. You gotta know that, man. Your realm of influence. What were you called to influence? What were you called to change? You know? So we want to, I'm just kicking it, man. Listen, this the Lions Den podcast. Ain't no shying away on this podcast. It's going to get raw, rugged, and dirty. I'm telling you, this ain't for everybody. This podcast ain't for everybody. Don't email me and don't call me and don't be texting me. People got my text. Don't be blowing me up on social media. Oh, I thought you was this. Oh, I thought you. Listen, people need an outlet where they could feel like, yo, this is so refreshing, man. I was thinking that yesterday, but I couldn't say it. I was thinking, we was talking about that last week, but you know what? I ain't want to bring it up because of blah, blah, blah. Yo, listen, people need a place where they can air out, man. Life sometimes can be stressful. Life can be stressful in the midst of you being around the people you love. And you love them. You're crazy about them. But you can be stressed out. You could be moped out in the midst of being with the people you love, your loved ones. You could just be going through a state of depression. And listen, don't let nobody ever tell you that you shouldn't be going through that. Oh, you shouldn't be dealing with that. Listen, man, you tell them people, go take a walk and don't come back. Because nobody can tell nobody what they should be battling with and what they shouldn't. We all have struggles. And those of us that try to act like we got it all together, come on, man. Stop playing these games. You're deceiving these people, man. Stop deceiving people, acting like you got it all together. Sometimes the young girl need to know that the older woman used to be a hoe. She used to like sleeping around. She used to like different flavors of men. Now she holy in the church and, shouting and all. Yo, tell these young women, sit down and talk to these women. If you've matured, if you've evolved, if you've grown, if you've evolved out of something that you see other young people doing, that they're wilding, they could destroy their life or whatever, yo, tell them, sit down and talk to them, man. Give them how you made it out. I'm so grateful, man. I'm grateful to God. Anybody know me, know I don't go too long without talking about my parents, man. I think that I had the greatest parents on the planet. I really believe that I had the greatest parents on the planet, man. Yeah. Shout out to Sandra and George. Yo, I had the best parents on the planet. You know why? For so many different reasons. But one of the main things, man, that my parents did with me is they allowed me to evolve and to be and to discover who I was. That's huge. Parents, you gotta, the thing is, you gotta allow your kids to be you. To be themselves. Because you as yourself, you ain't want nobody to tell you nothing at a certain age. You ain't want nobody to tell you nothing. Could nobody tell you nothing. Could nobody say nothing to you. Nobody could tell you nothing. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. Come on, man. One of the greatest things my parents always, and my father I'm a preacher's kid. I talk about this all the time. I had the coolest most swagged out dad on the planet, man. My father was the best father ever. I truly believe that. Was he perfect? No. To me, he was perfect. You know how he was perfect? He was perfect for me. See, when we begin to see past the people we love, well, let me back up a little bit. The question we should ask ourselves is, or that we can ask ourselves, is this: do we love the people who we say we love enough to let them be themselves? I want you to think about that. Do we love the people we say we love enough to let them be who they are? Lock, stock, and barrel. It's the Lions Den podcast. We keeping it 100% real on this podcast. We ain't playing no games. See, this love, we use love when we just throw it around any kind of way. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love this. I love that. I love this. I love that. You know what love, one of the main characteristics of love is? Love gives and don't expect nothing in return. Now, let me break that down for you in regular USA terms. You know what that means? That means that I'm going to love you enough to let you be yourself, and I'm okay with it. As a matter of fact, I love you when you are yourself, and I embrace you who you are because I love you. Now imagine if our marriages and relationships, boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife, daughter, mother, aunt, uncle, cousin, would love like that. Another thing about love is this: love isn't always goo goo gaga hugs and kisses. Love ain't always manifested like that. Sometimes love is, yo, what you did was whack. You need to check yourself. And until you check yourself, I can't be around you. That's love too. Love can manifest like that too. See, love don't manifest itself in the form of a yes man. That ain't love, man. That ain't love. That's actually hate. Because if I love you, I'm going to tell you about yourself from time to time. And I'm going to allow you to tell me about myself. Because that's what love is. And it ain't no. And see, we use the word ain't no love lost. Real, authentic love operates like that, man. You know, and we just got to think about, yo, listen, do I love people according to how I want to love them? And really, that's what it is. We love people according to how we want to love them. And love don't work like that. That's conditional love. Most of us, especially in America, man, all over the world. I mean, I've been to various places, but I ain't been all over the world. I guess you could say I have. But my point is this, is that our way of thinking is we love on condition. We say, oh, I love you. Oh, you sweet. Oh, look what you did. Oh, I love you. Look what you did for me. It's based off of what people did for them. It's based off of what people do for us. Come on, man. That ain't true love. That's fakery. We faking the funk. You know what that is? It ain't even love. That is, plain and simple, that is, you made me feel good. So the closest word that I could use that matches that I feel like matches the feeling that I have right now is love. That's what it is. Stop playing yourself, man. You're playing yourself. We got to stop playing with this stuff, man. We got to stop playing with it. We got to stop playing with it, you know. We got to. We got to be honest with ourselves. Sometimes, man, the most toughest thing is to be honest with ourselves, man. We got to be honest with ourselves. We know when we messing up. We know. Listen, we know when we did some whack mess. Come on, man. We know. We know when our thinking is wrong. We know when our attitude ain't right. When the people we love. Sometimes, you know, the thing is that, let me say it this way. I think we don't realize that the way we think and the way we act a lot of times gives off vibes and energy. So what we do is we fake it. But people that are profound readers of vibes and know that, man, they can feel that stuff. I could feel a person can shake my hand, be like, yo, I'm with you, man, I'm with you. They can shake my hand, and a lot of times, more often than not, I could tell if they really jealous of me, if they don't really like me, if they don't feel me, or if they really genuinely happy for me. I could pretty much tell. And people will argue me down. They'll, oh no, you. And I'll, you know, my age, I don't argue with people. Oh, for real? I'll be like, oh, for real? Okay, I'll leave it like that. Because who am I to tell them? Who am I to convince them? Who am I to convince them that they've been weaved in a lie concerning how they feel about me or what's going on with them? Sometimes we can create such a lie in our lives, and we can create such a lie about ourselves that we start to believe it. You know? That great book, that Bible talks about in these last days, people will rather believe a lie than to believe the truth. Now, ain't that something? Perhaps that means that we'll rather believe something negative than to believe something positive. Perhaps. See, because a lie is negative. It gives off negative energy. It creates negative circumstances. A lie does. So, when that Bible talk about you rather believe a lie than believe the truth, we living that right now. I said that in the last days. We seeing that right now manifested. Social media is crazy. People say anything they want to say, threaten you. They're threatening to kill your kids, eat your kids, whatever. And people are drawn to that negativity, drawn to it. And sometimes, let me tell you something. Even with social media, as great as social media is, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I mean, I can go on and on and on. Besides, there's more social media outlets other than Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. There's many, many others. I can name about a dozen more. They just don't have the platform as those have. But there's plenty other more social media outlets. Anyway, my point is this. Sometimes you have to detox yourself from the social media mumbo jumbo to clear your mind, to resynchronize yourself and find out, are you on the right track? Are you going where you're supposed to go? Are you on the street that you're supposed to be on to get to that place called there? It's the Lions Den Podcast. We talking about life. We just talking about life. That's what we talking about. We talking about life. Listen. Let's switch lanes a little bit. The NBA draft is Thursday. I'm so excited. Yo, listen, basketball is a love of mine. It's been a love of mine since, I don't know, forever. I remember playing in the Willow Park Projects. I remember playing in the big court in the pit. Man, my mind go back to playing, shooting the ball. I lived in the big court in the projects, and it was a thing called the pit. And we used to go in the pit, and there used to be this big, giant, deep hole in the pit. Inside the pit was a big, giant gash, like a deep hole in the pit. And we didn't care. We used to shoot that ball, man. We used to play dodgeball in there, man. We used to fall in that hole, man, get scuffed up, man, bust our head. We ain't care, man. We used to, man, listen, I remember being in the ice. It'd be wintertime on ice. We'd be outside shooting basketball, playing 21, playing 18 on ice with our jackets off, no hats. Yo, I think about my childhood friends, man. I think about Carnell Hawkins. I think about Andre Burrell, Rodney Lockhart, Ron. Yo, I think about Todd, man. Yo, we used to listen, man. I think about Lamont. Yo, we used to listen, man. We had the best of times, and everybody wanted, some people wanted to be Jerome Kersey, some people wanted to be Michael Jordan, some people wanted to be Clyde Drexler, and yo, listen, we was kids, we was having fun. And now we seeing a new bunch, a whole brand new bunch of very talented. This is a deep draft, y'all. And let me say this. This draft right here is full of sleepers. This draft right here is full of sleeper all-stars. Some out of this draft, both first and second round, are going to be all-stars, guys. And it may not be who you think it is. It may not be who you think it is. I think we're a lot of us gonna get shocked and amazed. God forbid there be any injuries. There's probably gonna be injuries. That's the sad thing about, life happens sometimes. But it's gonna be, oh man, it's gonna be. Listen, this draft is deep. The next 3 years, honestly, with the one and done. These next 3 years, I don't know if y'all follow high school basketball. I don't know if y'all follow the McDonald's Classics, the Jordan Classics. Shout out to the Jordan Classics. Shout out to the McDonald's Classics. Listen, these boys coming out now, going to their freshman year. So, listen, they coming, y'all. They coming. These boys is high flyers, man. They high flyers. They high flyers now. I'm telling you, they high flyers. So listen, the draft is Thursday. Who y'all got? Anybody know me? No. I'm a huge ball fan. Huge ball fan. Big Lonzo Ball fan. Do he got his work cut out for him? Absolutely. Listen. Them NBA players gonna come for his throat. His father caused the buzz. His father caused the overkill. Listen, I got mixed feelings about LeVar, but I ain't against him. Let me be clear on that. I'm not against LeVar Ball. I don't hate LeVar Ball. I don't despise LeVar Ball. I think he could pump the brakes a little bit. One of the things that you hear often is so strategic, is so necessary. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. Some things should rather go unsaid. But he loves his kids. He's excited about his son. His son is a dynamic player. Let me tell you something. When I watch Lonzo Ball, when I watch him, I get that feeling like when I was a kid in the Willow Park Projects in the pit. That feeling was like, oh my God, the excitement. The thrill. I can't wait to watch him play again. Man, I don't know when I've had that feeling again. I don't know when I've had that feeling. I can't remember when I've had that feeling. I remember watching Jason Kidd, and I had that feeling. He was special. It was just something special about him. He was so special. Freshman year, he was good. His sophomore year, he really improved. But I get the same feeling when I'm watching Jason Kidd when he was coming up. I get the same feeling. I remember when Kevin Durant. Was in college, and I told everybody. I said, I see the same look that Michael Jordan had. That he got that mark on him. I told everybody. I said that. I said he got that mark. He gonna be special. Lonzo Ball has the potential to be that special. Now listen, these other boys ain't no slouch. Josh Jackson, a bad boy. Josh Jackson, a bad boy. I think Josh got the potential to shock the world. But let me tell you who got the most hunger out of the whole draft. Can y'all take a guess what I'm going to say? Listen, I'm not ashamed to say this neither. Who got the greatest hunger? Who's the hungriest out the draft? Ladies and gentlemen, De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox got the eye of the tiger. And I'm going to tell you something. This was what makes him most lethal. He got that eye of the tiger, y'all. He got the eye of the tiger. That boy is so hungry, all he want to do is play. All he want to do is match up. All he want to do is win. Win no matter what. DJ Khaled style. Turn up. And you know, it's refreshing to see NBA players have that vigor, that hunger, that thirst, that ambition to want to excel, to want to play, to want to compete. One of the things that I get from De'Aaron Fox is the vibe that, yeah, you know, it's going to be great to have money, be a millionaire, all that stuff, but I want to play. I want to play. Give me a chance. It's like when I see him, it's like, yeah, y'all talking about Lonzo Ball, y'all talking about, Markelle Fultz, and all this stuff, and this and that and other, but watch me, give me a chance. When I see him, I get the vibe of, give me a chance. If you give me a chance, I'm going to destroy it. I'm going to take every opportunity to show you that I'm the best. See, the thing is this. Hunger will always outwork genius. If genius does not have hunger. Hunger will always outwork genius if genius does not have hunger. You gotta be hungry. You open up your business. You fought through and through hell, high water to get where you at. And you get lackadaisical. Lackadaisicalness. I'm using the word lackadaisicalness. Slouchness. Being slouchy. Not being sharp. See, hunger makes you sharp. It makes you attention to detail and focus on what you came to achieve. See, when you broke and got a dream, when you broke and got a dream and got a drive, you hungry. I enjoy music. I love music, man. I listen to all kinds of music. But there's certain times I could hear hunger in people, and that draws me. I remember Freeway's Philadelphia Freeway. I remember Freeway first album. He was hungry. He had just signed with Rockefeller. Just signed with Rock. He was hungry, and it came out in his gift. He was hungry. See, he didn't rely on his gift. He was just so hungry that he devoured everything in sight. That's what hunger do to you. When you hungry, you ain't thinking, you ain't focused on the money. You ain't focused on the prestige. You ain't focused on the fame. You ain't focused on, you hungry. You want to eat. You want to eat. You don't care if you got to scoop up your hands and use your hands to eat. You don't care if you got to go climb up 20 ladders, 20 flights of stairs, whatever to go eat. Hey, listen, being impressive ain't on your high list. Because you hungry. We got to get hungry again, man. We got to get hungry. Hungry about life, hungry about passion, hungry about losing weight, hungry about writing that book, hungry about finishing what we started. Hungry. Why you ain't hungry? Disappointment, setback. Somebody told you that you looked up to, that you couldn't do it. Somebody that you believed in enough, that you borderline worship, told you you ain't good enough for that, and you fell apart. You wasn't hungry. You just had a low appetite. You wasn't hungry. See, a person, you take an individual that ain't ate in 11 days. If you throw a sandwich on the floor, they're not going to say, oh, well, pardon me. I don't eat sandwiches on the floor. They ain't even going to consider the fact that you threw it on the floor. All they going to look at is food right there. And I know what I need. And they go after it. You say you got dreams? If it ain't got the ingredients of hunger. Listen, I'm not a negative person. Never been negative. I've had some challenging times and some tough times. But listen, if you ain't got a dream mixed with hunger, you ain't gonna make it. Every setback, every heartache, every hurdle, every mountain, we have to use that as fuel to make our hunger bigger and stronger and fearless and determined that we are not quitting until we get to the end. Until we finish. Until we finish what we started. Back to De'Aaron Fox. He hungry. He's the hungriest person in the draft. Period. Point blank. No questions asked. He's the hungriest person in the draft. He got something to prove. He got a chip on his shoulder. You know, I don't know what Calipari is doing to these boys. It's definitely something good. Because when I think about De'Aaron Fox, I think about John Wall. He still got a chip on. He got a chip on his shoulder that he ain't the top. He ain't the top 5 point guard in the NBA. See, listen, and he's not to me. Listen, John Wall is not a top 5 point guard. John Wall is not the best point guard in the East. You are out of your mind if you think John Wall is the best point guard in the East. You're psycho. You've lost your scruples. Listen, somewhere along the line of where you were and right now, with me saying this, that you think that John Wall is the best point guard in the East, you need to search for your scruples because you lost them. Straight up. Is he a good point guard? Yes. He's not a great point guard. Kyrie Irving, at his young age, is a great point guard. He's a great point guard, and he is the best finisher in the league. Period. De'Aaron Fox. Let's get back to D Fox. He a bad boy. He hungry, and I think that his hunger and his passion is going to fuel him to become something that this league, I don't know if they're ready for, man. I don't know if the team he going to ready for. But the draft is Thursday. Who y'all got? Who's going to be the bust? Who's going to be a bust? People saying Lonzo Ball going to be a bust. People say Markelle Fultz going to be a bust. I honestly think Markelle Fultz is going to be an all-star. As much as I love Lonzo Ball, he got the potential to be an all-star, but I don't know if I can guarantee that. Josh Jackson, I don't know if he's going to be an all-star or not. I think he's going to be phenomenal, but I don't know if he's going to be an all-star or not. Now, let me ask you something. Out of all of these picks, and this is a deep draft, first round is deep, y'all. Don't sleep. Don't get caught up in the first 5, first 7. This is a deep draft. This is the best talent of first rounders coming out that I've seen in many years. Many, many years. I'm telling y'all, I said it here first. Lions Den Podcast, baby. Listen, I said it here first. This first round and second round on this draft. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. There's going to be some of the most best produced NBA players when it's all said and done. I guarantee you that. I'm telling you. I'm positive of that. The draft is Thursday, y'all. Check it out. It's 7 p.m. You don't want to miss that. It's going to be popping. It's going to be popping. You know what? I was working today. I was listening to, I don't know if y'all listen to Everyday Struggle, the show Everyday Struggle with DJ Academic and Joe Button. Phenomenal show. If you're interested in hip hop, if you like music, if you like pop culture music, all of that, whatever, very interested. You know, part of how I grew up is hip hop. I grew up around hip hop. I grew up with DJ Pretty Tony being in the big horse, setting up his DJ equipment and DJing, and us listening to records. I remember Pretty Tony had records that wasn't even out yet. And Pretty Tony had I remember, man, yeah, he was so cool, man. Pretty Tony had a crippled leg. And he used to stand up there for hours and DJ and rock the Willow Park Projects. And we used to go crazy. He used to play hip-hop records, Run DMC. Yo, he used to play stuff when he went out here. And I used to be like, yo, that's the new Fat Boys. Yo, he used to always, yeah, man. I remember shout out to Pretty Tony, man. DJ Pretty Tony. Yo, he used to rock the crowd, man. He rocked the crowd, man. He was a great DJ, phenomenal DJ. But the evolution of music, I was watching Everyday Struggle today, and man, they was talking to, they're in LA this week. And I'm not going to go into the guests. You know, it was a controversial show. I recommend that you watch it. Very good show today. But one thing I'm learning is this. Every generation has conflicts with the evolution of music, man. Music is forever evolving in every genre. I remember when Kirk Franklin first came out. I remember when Kirk Franklin first dropped. Man, his first CD. I remember before Kirk Franklin had a CD, he used to conduct the choir. He used to have his own choir. Yo. Then his album dropped. Crazy. But the church fought him. I remember when the church fought the Winans, when the Winans had, I'm talking about gospel music, right? I remember when the Winans had Anita Baker on and other artists on their albums. They was like, yo, they crossed over. And I remember hearing the rumors about they ain't singing gospel music no more, whatever. I'm like, yo, this is wild, yo. And I remember hearing that, and because I was made to, at that time, I was so gullible that my mindset was made to think that they turned their back on God. Man, no, man. It was it was it was music evolving. See, I remember talking to a couple of musicians, and I made this statement: music, you can't black or white music, meaning that you can't put music in a box. Music is in the different genres of music is in how can I word this? It's music is there are vibes to music, and there are shades of music, meaning that there is some music that is, now we know some music is just dark. There's a dark tone to it, there's a dark vibe to it, and it just invites, I think it invites bad presence. It invites evil in. But then there is music that's not necessarily gospel music that has extreme light on it. So to tell me that only gospel music is the music that is the light, and I get it. They talking about God. They worshiping God. Worship music. Listen, I am an advocate for worship music. I'm the biggest fan. I'm a huge worship listener. I got almost all of Hillsong. I got all of Bethel. I know where I listen. Worship, anything worship, I'm on it. Hard body, I'm on it. 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 But for example, nobody can tell me that the song by Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror, ain't a powerful song. That is a powerful song. And that song has a strong, positive vibe to it. And I know some people listening, you Christians, believers, you got a problem with me saying vibe. You got a problem with me saying energy. Get over yourself, man. Please get over yourself. Get free. Go get free. Please. Sometimes in being expressive, you're going to offend people. I don't mean to offend people. And I'm sure people sometimes don't mean to offend other people, but I don't mean any harm. I'm just being expressive. I'm being myself. But get over it. We need to get over ourselves. We need to get over ourselves. I'm going to make this statement. If we want people who we think don't know God to know God, then Christians got to stop. First of all, we need to get rid of our glass houses. And we need to stop waving the Bible and waving quotes and then going inside the church hiding and saying, I'm better than you. We ain't better than nobody. Listen, just because if you a Christian, you ain't better than the person who's not a Christian. Let's stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. That's wrong, man. That's whack and that's wrong. And that's incorrect. If you that powerful, if you that great, if you that different, give your different away. Give your hope away. Give your beauty away. Share it. And sharing it doesn't mean I got 10 scriptures I'm about to bust you upside the head with. It don't mean that. Whatever happened to love being the main theme of Christians? I'm done with that. I just had to say my piece on that. Y'all do what y'all want to do, because you're going to do what you want to do anyway. So music and evolution. Music is forever evolving. Music is forever changing. Right? That's just the way it is. Music is forever changing. Music is forever evolving. So listen, let's not criticize. Let's not criticize the new generation of people coming up just because they're different. Now, with that being said, I ain't telling you to go listen to Future and Lil Uzi Vert. Now listen, I don't got no knock. Listen, I'm using them as examples. But all music ain't good music. And all music that ain't gospel ain't bad music. That's all I'm going to say on that. You do what you want with it. How about this? If you got an issue with that, go pray about it. Go pray and see what God say. I'm talking to Christians. See what God say. See, anything that influences us outside of our purpose in bringing honor and glory to God, then you don't need to be listening to it. I'm talking from a Christian perspective. I'm not narrowing it down. I'm just saying, like, if you a Christian and you say that, so I don't want to confuse nobody. Okay, this is a very controversial topic. I'm open to it. I'm open to discuss and talk about it. But listen, let's not be judges, man. If you don't want nobody to judge you, don't judge nobody else. That's all I'm saying. So, you know, there's an age-old secret that we don't talk about much. We don't talk about it much because we associate. See, I'm a man, and I am more associated with ego, or a man and his ego, than I am esteem conditions, meaning low or high self-esteem. But let me drop one fact on you. This is the actual fact of you. Men can be and are a lot of times more insecure than females. Listen, I say that because I think sometimes women get a bad rap. Oh, they got low self-esteem. And listen, trust me and believe, because of the image and the burden that women have to carry about, the perfect house and the perfect man, the knight in shining armor, and having a perfect hair and perfect hair day, and just looking perfect and being a size -2 or whatever. It's like they struggle with low self-esteem. See, but we as men are good at hiding our low self-esteem. We're real good at it. We hide it behind things that enhances our boasting mechanism. So you can't really see it. It's blind. When we struggle with low self-esteem, it's hidden or blind. Let me say, it's blindsided by how we respond and how we react by things that we have. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's real talk. I ain't gonna get into that too much. But as a man, I gotta have more. There's gotta be more to my pedigree than how many women I knocked down. What is that? I mean, is that really bragging rights? You mean to tell me all I got to say at the end of your life, if all of us took if we died right now, would all that people had to say about us is that, he sure was a man, he sure was a ladies' man, he knocked them down. Come on, man. That's no legacy. You know what that breeds? Shame. You wasted your life. Nobody wants to waste their life chasing women, man. I'm just saying. You do what you want to do. You gonna do what you want to do anyway. Don't get mad at me. I'm just saying. Man, we called the lead. We called the rule, man. Yo, at our word, we can transform any and everything. We had that ability in us. We gotta use it. Use it. Use it. And I know your father wasn't there. A lot of us, some of us, our dad was there. I was very fortunate. My dad was there. But listen, you already been approved. You already been approved. The fact that God gave you a mouth, the fact that God gave you life means that he purposed that you're his son. And he purposed for you to use your mouth and to use the life that he gave you to figure out your dream, to figure out your purpose, to figure out your assignment, your calling, and run with it. You ain't got to ask nobody for approval. You already been approved. And whether you believe in God or not, whether you're an atheist, let me drop this on you, atheist. If you're an atheist, hey, listen, have at it. But let me tell you something. You ain't got to be approved by nobody else. If you're an atheist and you feel like you're supposed to be a doctor, you're supposed to be a lawyer, how about this? God, when he made you, he already approved you. The fact of your mere existence means that he approved for you to live and to rule and to dominate. And he just want to let you know that he loves you. I know you don't believe in him, but he wants you to know that he loves you and he gave you a life. And the life that he gave you a choice with it. He gave you the opportunity to choose. So you could choose to rule or you could choose not to rule. You could choose to rule with him or you could choose not to rule with him. You could choose to roll by yourself or you could choose to roll with the deepest posse that ever existed. I'm going to leave that there, man. This the Lions Den podcast. We coming back to you. Listen to me, y'all. Listen to me, y'all. We coming. Lions Den podcast. It's going to get better. Lions Den podcast. It's going to get bigger. It's going to get better. We coming. So just shut up and watch me change the world. We out. Holla.